This bard's tale begins near White Orchard, with my dear friend Geralt of Rivia seeking his lover of yore, the sorceress Yennefer. She'd eluded him for years, but now seemed just a few steps ahead.
Hey guys, and welcome back. So let's play The Witcher 3. I'm Dave Klein, and we're going to jump back onto doing some side quests for the moment, as we just finished our quest with Willis the Dwarf, finding out a little bit about the xenophobia of the land a little bit further as you guys were kind of filling me in. With Willis and his story, I was sort of like, well, it could be xenophobia, which means that you're afraid of people or things different from you. It's like being afraid of aliens would be xenophobia, just being afraid of things that are different. But obviously there's a lot with the Witchers here, but with Willis's story, since he was the blacksmith and he was kind of accepted in the town until after he started making weapons for who they deemed as evil, you know, things seem to be okay. So we're going to go ahead and go to another side quest. Let's go ahead and do, I think, the well, which I should have. Where's my well quest? I thought I had it. Well, we can do that quest, missing in action. I'll set that one up, and if I find the well guy along the way, then we'll go ahead and talk to him. So, I apologize, by the way, for taking a little while to actually get this Let's Play, the second episode, up. I hope to not take quite as long in general. Basically, I've just had a pretty busy week preparing for E3. E3 is next week. E3 2015 is next week from time of me recording this podcast. And podcast, excuse me, Let's Play. I'm all over the place today, apparently.
Faster.
So yeah, E3 is very soon. It's coming up shortly. Actually, before I get off, or I go do this, I do want to check the notice board and see if somehow the well is there. Figure out what the hell is going on with the well. Alright. No, I don't see it here. So, I'm not sure what happened to that. Hey, Roach, come on back, buddy. Come on back. Weird.
Go.
I don't know where my well quest is. But yeah, so I've been really busy preparing for E3 and kind of working on videos that take a little bit longer to make and editing. And sometimes when I'm in the middle of that, it's a little hard to take a break from that and say, okay, I'm going to switch gears here and go into Let's Play commentary mode, since it does take up a lot of space and time on my computer. But, I don't know, I guess I could definitely be better about it, and I will try to be. So, I apologize for taking a while. Looking here, though, looking around, I gotta say, one thing I do really like about The Witcher 3 is the way that the forests look. And also this random brick. It looks like an aqueduct, like a broken aqueduct to me. An aqueduct, for those who don't know, was something that the Romans built. Yeah, it definitely looks like a broken aqueduct. The Romans built aqueducts to transfer water, and it essentially, in a way, acts like a stream. You build up an... Oh, I gotta go this way. You build up a stream, or it acts like a stream, and you build up this aqueduct, which is... They would use arches and just have a long set of pillars and just... I don't know what they use as the material, but it's just construction that went down from one path to another for a large period of time, and it would transfer water, and it had a very slight downwards path to it, like tilt to it. It was really slight, so it could travel long distances, and it was really a feat of engineering, especially when you consider that it was made during Roman times. It's really incredible. Aqueducts are actually really cool. Let's go ahead and talk to Dune.
Do that often? Talk to your dog?
It's my brother's, Bastion's, but I guess he's mine now. See, Bastion fought the Black Ones in a battle just outside the village. Haven't had word of him since. I told him, do like I did, lose a finger or two so they won't recruit you. Too damn afeard he was. Bloody hell.
I'd walk the battlefield if I were you.
I did. Sea of corpses. And corpsers feeding. Someone told me they were feared of fire, so I took a torch, tried to chase them off. Horse shite, I tell you. Would have ended up eaten alive if it weren't for Hussar here. Listen, guessing you carry those swords for more than show. Come with me. Keep the ghouls off. Help me find Bastion and I'll pay you well.
Well, I am a witcher, and I'm bound by contract if you're going to pay me.
Fine, I'll help you. Just been a few days since the battle. Chances we find your brother alive are slim. Very slim.
Who would have thought? But I want to find his body at least. So Bastion don't rot there in the sun with the black ones. Meet me on the hill overlooking the battlefield. We'll move on together from there.
Sounds good. Sounds good to me. Yeah, the thing I want to talk about that I'm realizing now is that I wanted to talk about the forest, and in general, I love forests.
That's it, Roach.
Actually, where I live in LA, I specifically live in a part of LA that is a little more forested. And just look at the environments when you look around, too. The fact that there's just people hanging on the tree. You could also read the sign, which I'm going to do here, even though I know I've got my quest, but I think this is a good indicator of just how much care they put into the environments. You need to jump. Whoops. Jump is... Yeah, I thought it was circle. There we go. Directive number A289. Burying the bodies of hanged deserters and rebels is hereby strictly forbidden. Anyone caught trying to cut down hanging corpses will be summarily executed. So, you know, you can just, if you want, read a little bit of the story on what's going on there, and that you actually shouldn't cut them down. And rebels and deserters are really poorly looked upon, which actually we're going to find out a little bit more about. But yeah, I love forests, and I think that The Witcher 3 does a really good job with its forests. And like when you're just traveling through, I think the environments look gorgeous, and that immediately just honestly helps my immersion and enjoyment of a game, which is sort of unfair in a way, because I honestly prefer Oblivion over Skyrim, and a lot of reason I do is simply because Oblivion is a forested area, and Skyrim is really cold and a mountainous area, and I just happen to prefer to be in the area of Oblivion. It just makes me happier to play the game.
You're here, good. Bastion, his body must be here somewhere.
Oh my god, I'm a
Among
horseman.
countless others. Want to examine them one by one? Could take a while.
You needn't fret.
Geralt the Centaur.
Troops from White Orchard painted a small flower on their shields so as to be able to spot each other in battle. There was just a few of them. We look for the flowers, we'll find Bastion quick.
No offense, but many a soldier's dropped his shield. Especially if he was on the losing side.
If we find the shield alone, Hassan will catch the scent and lead us to Bastion. Come on. Sooner we get this done, the better.
You know, I got some pretty good scent too. I am a centaur after all. Oh, what a centaur. Alright. Protective shield, and... Seems good.
So many corpses. And the war's just started.
Seems good to me. Just another Witcher Sense quest. And we can take a blunt axe. I don't know what to do with it other than selling it or creating materials. That's sort of where I'm still trying to just personally discover and get better at the game. What about this one over here, eh?
Skin's burned off. Might be hard to tell, I know, but could this be him?
Bastion was big, broad-shouldered. This one seems smaller, but maybe it's the fire.
These guys are just level 2. Simple. Simple. I think that was actually the right one. Alright. We got it. First try. Honestly, I thought that was the one. I thought I remembered it being over there, so that did make it a little bit easier. Alright, let's figure... follow Hussar here. Using that Witcher sense. Yeah, I think there are a decent number of side quests, especially as the game starts to open up, that I haven't done. It's just this is one I had happened to do.
My lieutenant demanded we defecate on command. ballista bolts landing all around, and all he could say was, "A soldier with a full stomach will not step onto the battlefield." Now shit, that is an order. Can you believe it? The cretin.
Stop! You're killing me. My ribs. It hurts to laugh.
That needs a tourniquet. But first, want to explain
What an
what's going
entrance.
on here.
Bastion! Is he... Has this Nilfgaardian captured you?
No. He saved my life. I got a cut to my side, and then got hit in the head. Couldn't see anything. Rosin here found me as he crawled across the battlefield. His legs twisted. And so we were. A blind man leading a cripple. Found this place.
I'm taking you home. We need to see to these wounds.
Look at that
I
dude's
won't
shorts.
leave Rosin here. Alone he'll die. And he can't go back to his home. He's deserted. They'll hang him.
And what if they find him with us? They'll hang us all, my Laisha included. No, the Blacken stays here.
So, I mean, they're exactly what we were just finding out about just by looking at the environment. Deserters get hanged. That is the punishment. They're not even allowed to be buried. And that directly correlates to the story that we're getting right here. And also, this guy's shorts are ridiculous when we look at them. But I'm gonna say I'm on the side of that. We gotta try to help this guy for doing the right thing, or for doing a good thing. I mean, there's no necessarily good side. The game's a little more gray, which I like, as opposed to black and white. But this guy was good dude.
Bastion only made it with the Black One's help. Maybe you want to show him Nordlings aren't as barbarous as Nilfgaardians make us out to be.
Well, I could give him our pa's clothes, teach him to work the field. But that accent... Fine, I'll take him in.
Just give him a pair of your shorts and everybody will
Thank you,
believe.
Witcher. Your reward. And the gods protect you.
Yeah, I know that there are certain quests that just somehow come back later and will either help or cause problems, or just kind of change how things happen. And this one I'm not sure about, and it does make me wonder, as we've essentially saved someone's life by doing this, or by choosing what I just chose. Something that I was going to mention too, with tourniquets, is that just a little interesting factoid. If you don't know what a tourniquet is, it's a type of knot that you tie that completely cuts off circulation.
Faster.
And if you do it on somebody, you do it with the intention of that person is going to lose whatever limb you do the tourniquet on. It's a very dangerous knot in a lot of ways. Yeah, like, it is not one to just play around with at all, because seriously, if you tie a tourniquet on someone's arm, it's going to cut off circulation to the stuff below the tourniquet, and they could potentially lose their arm. But it is also a very useful, very useful knot, and they used to teach it in Boy Scouts. I was actually a Boy Scout. I'm actually an Eagle Scout. Oh, we got a fast travel sign. Nice. What is this? I've never been to this land before, and I'm really curious. Hey, let me in. Please? I'll punch through the door. I wonder if you can, like, jump in the water down there. I assume you can. I wonder how you get through there. I mean, I could just fast travel back to the town, but I'd rather ride around and see more of the land, honestly.
Come on.
Because that's what this game is about, as I talk about tourniquets and things like that. Things of that nature. I'm sure that this way is where I came from before, although I'm curious about other paths. So, yeah, they used to teach it in Boy Scouts, though, and then they actually decided, around the time I started Boy Scouts was around the time they were taking it out of the knots that they taught Boy Scouts, because it is so dangerous. And I think there have been instances of Boy Scouts practicing on each other and actually causing people to lose limbs because it's a really dangerous knot. But like I said, it's super practical in the case of if someone's like arm gets sliced off, for example, extreme example, but like they are losing a massive amount of blood because say their hand gets cut off. A huge amounts of blood, you want to stop the circulation, so they're not going to keep on losing that blood. It's actually a way to help save somebody in an extreme situation. But you don't use it unless it's an extreme situation, so it can be super useful, it can be really good, but it's also super dangerous, so that's Tourniquet. But I thought the interesting backstory bit that I wanted to talk about was what I kind of mentioned. Sorry, I didn't mean to mow you down. What I wanted to talk about was specifically the fact that, well, what I did talk about, which is that it used to be a Boy Scout thing they taught and they stopped teaching it. So, the more you know. Another aside as we're traveling and I'm telling tales.
Whoa there, Roach.
What is the red creature over there? What is this question mark? It's just deer crossing? Is that what it is?
Come on, Roach.
What? Oh, maybe the question mark is below. I can check it out. I'm curious. What is below? Smuggler's catch. Or cache, I should say. I think you'd pronounce it cache. I don't think there's much diving I can be doing here. Yeah, I gotta just go around the other side. So, big news on my end is I think, unless something... Actually, I'll be right back. Alright guys, I'm back. Sorry about that. I just got a random call and I was like, from a number I didn't recognize, and I was like, well, better check that out and see what it's all about. So, yeah, that's what that was. Get some twine and some pure silver. Oh, pure silver. I could probably sell that for a lot. Or maybe make stuff out of it, I guess. You can't do the... Oh, I can't jump right now? Okay. If you say so. I know there is a weight limit to what you can carry. So I do get a little concerned when I'm picking random materials up, but I figure if it's not useful, I can just sell whatever it is, so... That would be the thing to do with it. Alright, let's continue back on the path. Back on the path. So, yeah, the thing I was going to say before, though, is that I actually just, for people who don't know, I basically work on my YouTube stuff full-time for the most part. And then I will occasionally freelance here and there to help make ends meet, as I can't survive off of my YouTube channel alone. But I try to do it full-time as much as I can. And I actually just got a full-time job, or I think so. And I'm trying not to count my chickens before they hatch, so to speak, but I believe I did. So I also stream and things like that, but I'm going to try to make it so my YouTube channel is still a priority. And despite getting this full-time job, which I'm really excited about, I'm going to be doing as much as I can to continue updating my YouTube channel as much as possible. And I don't want to just drop it, but if there is any... I don't know, any slowness in my uploads or things like that, I just want you guys to know that that's why it might be, is just because I'll be working full-time on top of the amount of time I spend on my YouTube stuff, which was like 40 to 60 hours a week, and then sometimes 80 hours for this YouTube stuff. So I'm still going to be doing absolutely as much as I can. That's still my intention. Asks the Nilfgaardians about the Yennefer. I want to find this town, or this well guy, though. It's really driving me crazy.
That's it, Roach.
That I can't find him. It's because I thought I picked up the quest, and I know okay, maybe I can just find the well here. Maybe it's this question mark. Maybe. I'm gonna go, yes. I'm gonna try going over there. Let's make a mark. That could be it. I'm gonna try it. Let's see, how do I make a marker? Place custom marker. So yeah, for those who are curious, I'll be working over at Polaris, which is a YouTube network. Not as like an on-camera person. I don't know if they'll use me and have me do on-camera stuff or not. I have no idea, because I do sometimes do on-camera stuff for them, just as as a YouTuber, because that's what they do. So I don't know. I can't say, and I don't want to make an assumption on what they're going to do, but my job is more behind the scenes type of stuff that I'll be doing for them, which is great. I've been in the office several times from doing YouTube stuff for them. I really like the company. I like the people a lot, and it's not a job I would have even applied for was I not interested in working for them. So,
Come on now.
personally, I'm very excited about it. Okay, the door is locked right now. I really thought that this was the place, and now I'm really bothered by it. I want to do the Ghost in the Well quest.
Faster.
This is definitely the place. This is definitely the place. But I'll know for sure. Oh, no, it's not the place. Okay, this is not the place. There are too many ghouls for this to be the place. Shoot. Shoot, shoot, shoot. Well, that was a big failure. Hey, get away from my horse. Where are you? Where are you, jackals? Alright, that did not go well. Oh, also, you guys were telling me as far as level ups go that I should probably be doing the cat school if I like melee. So I appreciate that. Thank you for the advice. That helps a lot. Oh. Alright. Think that takes care of it. Let's loot their corpses and get what I can. Get something out of this trip. What? Oh, bees? Was that just bees? That's a murdered horse. That's great. So what is this location that I just stumbled upon? Oh. Oh, there's more. That's good. Roach, get out of my way. I'm trying to help us both out right now. Alright. Done and done. Oh, apparently that made something happen. So, what was I just skipping? Area liberated, its populace has returned. Oh. Cool. Cool, I had no idea. Am I still not leveled up? Like, how close am I to level up at this point? Oh, 893 out of 1,000. That answers my question. Some bread. Need some delicious bread over that victory. Stunning victory.
Take it easy.
Alright, let's check my map again and see if I can find it anywhere else. That this might be this well that I want to find. I know there's like a house by it. I guess I could just go start this other main quest. Oh, this might be it. Maybe? Alright. I'll just go start the main quest, and then if I find things along the way, I'll find things along the way. Just really wanted to do the well quest. And check my quests again. I'm in disbelief. I am an honest disbelief. Oh, Devil by the Well. I'm just an idiot. I am an idiot. How many of you saw that, noticed that, and were yelling at me? I'm gonna be wondering in the comments. I'll be looking and be like, oh, yeah, you guys saw that one right away. I did bad. I did bad. I was so distracted about the whole talk about the new job. But yeah, so like I said, I'll be working full time, but I really do want to continue supporting the YouTube channel as much as possible. So the stream is really what's sort of taking a hit because I'm more passionate. I love streaming. I think it's a lot of fun, but I'm more passionate about creating content. It's just something I suppose just when I look at who I am, and it's actually something I was talking about Pete Peterson about in A German Spy. We were having a conversation a couple nights ago about streaming versus YouTubing and just like finding which you prefer and things like that, and like why some people do one over the other. And there's no problem with either. I like creating content, I think, and that's just what I'm proud of. So I will really do my best to continue to support the YouTube channel as much as possible and continue creating quality content regularly. So that's the other reason why this is taking a little bit, like I mentioned earlier, to make this Let's Plays, because I've been working on bigger videos. But there's more I wanted to talk about regarding that in The Witcher, actually, and it relates in a way, but let's talk to Odalin first.
Greetings, good man. Having trouble with your well? That's what I read.
Aye, 'tis haunted. Has been for a good 20 years.
20? So why'd you put out a notice just now?
'Cause earlier on we drew our water from the river. But so many corpses floating in it after the battle, it's turned noxious. My daughter Mandy drank half a pitcher. Fell dreadfully ill, can't keep nothing down. She grows worse by the day. Herbalist claims you fight a fever with drink. And not beer nor cider, but water. Clear, pure water. And where am I to get that if not from the well? But first, the ghost's got to be driven away. And it don't let any man near.
Describe the ghost.
This ghost. Describe it for me.
Well, it's awful frightening. Awful.
I meant, what does it look like?
It looks like a woman, but fresh from the grave. Wears a dirty dress, all rags, its skin flaking off its bones, and it howls like it's suffering.
Some wraith. Or maybe an alp.
If you don't wallop it, Master, if you don't take care of it, that is, it'll come kill me daughter.
I'll help you.
Fine, I'll help. Where's this well?
In Havel, a settlement on the heights. It's abandoned now, no one ventures there on account of the ghost being about. Drive it off, please.
Can we talk about the fact that all heroes apparently have to have this voice, where they talk like this, like they've been smoking cigarettes all day, and that's how you make a true gruff hero? It gets a little repetitive after a little while. It gets repetitive. I mean, like, that's the exact same voice of the guy from Deus Ex. It's, as much as I love Human Revolution, like Gears of War guys, it's just the same thing. Same thing. Alright, Roach. Technically, I should be checking this out at night, but you'll find out why soon enough. Why night is actually a better choice for doing at least this portion of this quest. So the reason, what I was talking about with The Witcher 3 and why this actually will possibly affect The Witcher is because I was thinking that I've never read any of the Witcher books, and I'd actually, because I have a bit of a drive to work, and I will every day, and I used to work full-time, and I used to have commutes, but I thought maybe it'd be nice to get the Witcher book on tape, and I could start listening to that, and then, you know, hopefully I'll have a better understanding of the lore and stuff, and I can talk about everything I learned from the book on tapes and all that during my playthrough, and maybe make lore videos and stuff like that based on it. So, yeah, I think it could actually be a really positive thing in a way.
Well, strange. No sign of a ghost. Maybe it only shows at a certain time of day.
Huh. I thought it was specifically already this time of day. I guess it's late enough. That's good. That's good. It can cause some problems when it's around. We need to look at these marks, Geralt. We need to look at these marks.
Grass around the well's scorched.
So, yeah, like, the first time I came here, the ghost was just roaming around, but it is, as he said, it completely depends on the time of day. So, let's see if we can find out a little bit more. A little bit more.
A journal. Might be useful.
I actually like that they kind of, at least as far as I can tell, they force you to go into your inventory and actually look at the journal entry for him to remark after that point. So, let's find out more. It's happened. Volker sent a petition of our grievances against the Lord to the court at Vizima. Listed all the harm he's done us. How he killed Joanne for not taking off his cap quick enough. Or Joanne, however you'd pronounce that. How we trampled our fields when drunk, with nary a thought of repayment. How we barged in during Pieter's wedding and demanded his right of the first night. Now we finally got what we begged Melitiel for in our prayers for so long. The judge recognized our grievances and waived all our bonds and duties to the Lord. We can finally strike out on our own. At last, we can live as free men. The first day of our freedom. Havel's not much of a village yet, but to my mind it's better than most fantastic place. Volker fumed our home with hazelwood smoke to drive out evil, buried a marten under the gate to make sure no thieves cross our threshold, and then he gave me a bracelet. Loveliest I've ever seen. Mother said it's foolish to spend so much on a bauble when we haven't plows nor hoes, and that we ought to return it to the merchant. Over my dead body, I'll never take it off. It'll always be there to remind me of Volker, of how happy we were that day. They say the Lord is coming to see us, that he wants to make us a deal, to beg us to return to the village. They say he's calmed since his son died, that he's not as quick to anger about small slights. Well, we'll see. One way or another, I have no intention to move 1 inch from here. So that is the diary of the ghost itself, who is a lady, by the way. If the trinket and all that didn't hint at that, is a lady. It would be the wife. So, if you'd actually seen the ghost, which unfortunately we don't see at the moment, at least at this time of day, then I think that might have helped a little bit. I might actually have to wait for the ghost now that I think about it. I'm gonna be like, oh, it's a ghost, and now I can see what type of ghost it is. In the voice that he would do it. Yeah, let's go ahead and wait a little bit. So that is right here. We're gonna do some meditating. It is 9:42 a.m. So let's go ahead and meditate until the afternoon. Maybe it's an afternoon ghost. All right. I would have gained health back if I wasn't playing on this setting. Alright, so now we actually can see the ghost.
Wonder what it's doing here. Strange, she's not attacking.
Alright, so that's all pretty important right there, that the Noonwraith isn't attacking, it's a she. And let's go ahead and look at this body now.
Body's dried to a crisp. Signs of burns. Noonwraith did this.
And I don't think there's anything in these other houses to examine, except for you can see a little bit of what happened with the fact that this house is completely destroyed. So, I mean, you do get that out of it. I don't loot as much as I probably should, and it's something, I guess, like, if I'm not looting enough, let me know, because it's one of those things where I just see stuff that you could loot, and I'm like, well, I don't want my inventory to get too full, so that's why I don't loot as much as I probably should, especially because I never seem to have money in my main game, because I'm too nice of a guy. Too nice, but sometimes it comes back in a positive way. All right, let's go back to here. I think I realized what I did not do that I was supposed to do. So I found out about that trinket, right? So I think I'm supposed to go find that trinket, and that's actually the important part. So let's go ahead and loot this. Black magic doll doesn't do anything, apparently. Come on, Geralt. Use your witcher senses a little bit better. What the Why am I not finding what I need to find? Maybe I need to look at the book again. Hey, let's check out the book again. Quests. Inventory. Quest item. Look, I read it again. Isn't that cool? So it's that trinket that I need to find. That's the goal of the quest. All right. You know, I don't know if they're really gonna inform you at this point about what you're supposed to do. They did last time. Like, he very specifically out loud said, "Hey, maybe I should go do this. Maybe what I need to do is go find that trinket, and that's what we're going to do." So we're gonna play the Geralt ourselves without him gruffly saying it, and we're gonna change the time now. We're not gonna go backwards in time because that would be weird. Let's go to 7 p.m. Since it's a Noonwraith that appears at noon. Noonwraith should be gone now, and we're actually gonna jump in the well and go ahead and see if we can't find more about the Noonwraith in there. So, where is it? There we go. I'm glad it still appeared. I was a little worried, honestly, since I don't quite know the mechanics of this game and how it works. All right, so we got the ornate bracelet. Let's go and surface. Read the entry about Noonwraiths in the bestiary. Oh, that's what I'm supposed to do? That's what I was supposed to do? Okay. Bestiary. Let's go to specters. It's a Noonwraith. Despite what is commonly thought, peasants do not interrupt their labors at midday to get out of the sun. They do it to avoid Noonwraiths. From Vlad Raymond, Peasant and Their Customs. I would assume that's a book that he wrote. On particularly searing summer days when the sun reaches its zenith, the wraiths will at times appear resembling sun-scorched women dressed in long white robes. These are Noonwraiths, the spirits of young women and girls who died violent deaths right before their weddings. Driven mad with pain or anger, they wander the fields searching for their unfaithful lovers or backstabbing rivals, though they will kill anyone who does not get out of their way in time. They are often held in this world by some object of intense emotional significance. That is why if one ever finds a wedding ring or a torn veil in the middle of a field, one should not pick it up, but instead back away as quickly as possible. And
something's tied the Noonwraith to this place. An object. Something she needs before she'll leave this world.
yes, and I just found it. And unfortunately, I might not get the dialogue about that. Because, whoops. Use your Witcher senses to examine the well. Yeah, I screwed this up. That's the problem about having already done a quest ahead of time, apparently.
Lucky not to come up empty-handed. A bracelet with an inscription. To Claire, from Volker. Bracelet was on an arm bone. Wonder where the rest of the body is.
Okay. User Witcher says this, find a way out of the cave. Alright, cool. So, I guess I did it right. I was definitely scared there for a moment. Definitely scared there. Let's go ahead and get some air. I've done this before. I've played some Donkey Kong Country in my day. Donkey Kong Country water levels. I don't know why, but it made me think of that. I guess this is, since it's 3D, it's more significant of like, or more reminiscent of like Banjo-Kazooie. When I think of my old school choice of games, Banjo-Kazooie, Donkey Kong 64. Which actually, Donkey Kong 64 is now a Wii U download that's available. It's better left in memory. Banjo-Kazooie still holds up for sure, but Donkey Kong 64 has some issues now that I'm older that I very much recognize. Which actually might make it a good super show when I think about it, just because it'd be fun to talk about that type of stuff. Alright, I guess what we're going to do is try to find the body at this point. Now that there's other areas that I'm supposed to explore. Alright, I'm in here, and what am I going to find? Oh, what do you know?
A man. Stabbed with a knife. Died on the spot. Animals fed on his body. Picked his skeleton clean. More bloodstains over there. But it's not his blood.
Alright, let's...
Bloodstains. Barely visible. Someone was dragged this way. Someone who was still alive. Palm prints in blood. Small hands. A woman's. Someone dragged her out. She was wounded. Fought for her life. No body in sight, but might still find some tracks. Under the right conditions, bloodstains can remain visible for decades. Another print by the well.
So apparently this game handles skipping around on quests kind of oddly. In the sense that it doesn't handle it exactly perfectly well. They really want you to do an order. That is what we're finding here.
Bloodstains. Almost faded. But the line's taut. Something's not right.
Alright.
A corpse. Hanged by the bucket rope. Woman the journal belonged to. Must be.
That was very much a Yoda reading right there.
Wide pelvis, small jaw. A woman. Around 30, judging by the teeth. Left arm's missing. Need to cremate the remains. Gotta find the object that binds her to this place before I do, though. Was she wearing the bracelet from her husband? Might be why her arm fell off. Let's take another look. Lovely craftsmanship. But I'll have to burn it with the body to get rid of the Noonwraith for good. Better do it near the well.
Good thing Geralt knows how to do all this stuff. Alright.
Need to prepare for this fight. Brew some wraith oil. Drink some potions.
I don't know if I can't. I don't know what ingredients you need for wraith oil. Let's find out. Brew some wraith oil. What do you need for wraith oil? Spectre oil. You need. I've got the bear fat, but I don't have any arenaria, which is, I guess, why I should have been looking for plants. Whoops. I wonder if there's any around here, just since this seems to be the area where they want you to use it. So let's find out. Let's go ahead and check some of the plants, and if not, I saved my game. It'll be okay. Alright, looks like there's a plant over this wall. If I can get around it. Is it one of them? Is it one of the types? No, I don't think that was it. So, I don't know where the plants are, so let's just go ahead and do this. It'll be fine, maybe not. I think there's actually something you're supposed to cast, if I remember correctly, that makes it so you can actually hurt them. So, let me check again in my glossary on Noonwraiths. Devil by the Well is a very specific one. Oh, I didn't even know it had its own entry. Vulnerable against moon dust, bomb, or spectre oil. Which, yeah, I'd make spectre oil if I could afford it. Well, not afford it, if I had the ingredients. Resident of the White Orchard had suffered more than the fair share of misfortunes. Passing armies had trampled their spring planting, a griffin had begun abducting their livestock, and the rotten icing on this painful cake, a Noonwraith haunted a nearby well. No wonder the locals called the final evil a devil. The Witcher could send something bound her to this place, and that in order to send her off into the ethereal realms, he would first need to learn her secret. Once that was done, he would have to prepare for a battle, and a Noonwraith is a demanding opponent. She can disorient her victim by blinding him and creating mirror images of herself. These copies slowly suck the victim's life energy, while their mistress remains untouchable. In order to defeat her, the Witcher could not rely on his silver sword alone. The Erden sign would also be needed to trap her and force her to take on material form. So there we go, that is info on how to beat her. I need to use the Erden rune for the magic trap, and that's the only way I can hurt her. And I'm gonna go ahead and save the game again before I go fight her, because there's a very real chance I will lose since I'm not using the potion that I should be using. Let's go ahead and do this. Hey, Noonwraith, I heard that your mother was a whore. Actually, there's a lot of really true horrible things you can say about the Noonwraith that we just found out.
Bracelet.
Just talk about that guy who killed her. Yeah, so I mean the story, if you didn't pick up on it, is that that one noble came and he was actually wraithful against them, despite being a total dick to them. He was still a jerk, and he came and killed her husband. Well, killed everybody, and just, yeah, he was just.
I think it worked.
It was bad. It was bad. All right, magic trap, come in here. Whoa, whoa, whoa! Come into my magic trap, why don't you? There we go. I mean, I'll set another magic trap if I have to. Yeah, like as soon as you get out of that magic trap area, she's invulnerable. So, you gotta really do your reading, which I actually like. I like that they assume you're smart enough to do that.
She's gone. For good.
Let's get some dust, emerald dust, essence of wraith, light essence, and the Moonwraith trophy. Oh, I didn't know you get a Moonwraith trophy from her. You can actually equip trophies that give you better stats. Can I level up yet? Can I? Really? Still can't level up. Ah, goodness gracious. All right, let's go. Maybe if I finish this quest, I'll be able to level up. That's the hope. So I can just heal by sunlight and not have to eat as much or heal as often. I also gotta get to the quest where you make Swallow, which is another item for healing. That's that kind of just naturally happens as you go to the main quest line. I mean, technically, I could just. Sorry, buddy. Not really though. Actually, let's start getting some ingredients because that was kind of a shame. So, start stocking up on ingredients for next time. Is this the type of ingredient that I needed? I don't... I remember it was white, but I don't know if it was white myrtle petals. Alright, Roach. Back to it.
Go, go.
Back to it. Yeah, so I'd say the videos that I'm working on, but I like to keep them as a surprise. I'm just trying to think of roadside roach things to talk about. My roadside manners. To keep on trying to talk about some fun things. Roach, why'd you leave, Roach? What'd that evil man say to you? Alright, Odilon. It has been done.
Job done. The well was haunted by the ghost of a woman who was killed there. I drove it away.
I just hope every unburied wretch don't start haunting us. Well, that battlefield's gonna cause us a heap of trouble.
If they do, you know who to contact. Meanwhile, Claire, Volker, names ring a bell?
I don't know him. Though I did hear our herbalist Tamira mention a Claire once. Same one, maybe? Your reward, Master Witcher. The gold I'd hid away from Mandy's dowry. Without you, she'd never have lived to wed. Now, let's hope for it, at least.
Check this out. Keep the coins for your daughter, yo.
At this point, doubt I'll ever marry. You keep the coin for Mandy, her wedding. Raise a toast to my health then.
Thank you, Master Witcher. Them's warm words. You've a good heart. But I can't let you go empty-handed. Take this, at least. For luck.
So we got some amethyst. I don't know if that's worth more, but regardless, it just shows you that even when you do the nice thing, you can still get some stuff out of it. So that's, I don't know, I think that's good to know. Good thing to know. The other thing is he mentioned that someone might know her, an herbalist. So I do think, I don't know if that comes back, but it makes it sound like there is a chance that the fact that you did this quest will actually come back in a way. And possibly for the better. So I like that. That's pretty cool that if that happens. All right, let me check to see the alchemy on this ingredient now. I'm actually really curious. Oh, no, it wasn't. Yeah, I just remembered it was a white flower, a white petal. All right, Roach. We got to go do the main quest now because I still haven't leveled up. Ridiculous. How close am I now? I gotta be like super close. Yep, 14 points away. So I have to go kill an enemy. Or do more quests. Roach, if only. If only I'd had 16 more experience points. I could be healing by Midsummer Day. Whoops. Sorry. Another thing I can talk about too, as I'm riding over here, is a little bit of Dark Souls 3. And this is going to incredibly date and outdate this podcast, because Dark Souls 3 stuff was just leaked. Like, various screenshots for Dark Souls 3 were leaked. And speculation, which I would assume is correct, is that Dark Souls 3 is going to show up at E3 2015. I'd be highly surprised if it doesn't. But yeah, I mean, as far as the screenshots go, there have already been a couple good videos. Like Terramantis did a good video on some speculations. Marcus Ian Epic Name Bro did a great podcast of speculations. So I kind of figured I'd wait until E3 2015 to really talk about it, because that's just a week away, and I figure they'll be showing even more. But if not, I'll definitely talk about it. And if so, I will definitely talk about it. So something that I will talk about. But you can't really get too much out of a few screenshots and some possible
Military
information
camp.
that's not...
No locals allowed without the express consent of the garrison commander.
I look like a local to you?
You look like trouble.
Dead wrong. I make trouble go away. I'm a witcher.
A witcher? Captain Peter Sagwin Levy is in the tower. Turn right, past the gate.
Huh. You black ones aren't so scary after all. Can even be nice if you want to.
Don't get accustomed, Nordling.
To the tower. Go.
I saw a really cool speculation about Dark Souls 3 posted that was essentially that, like, in trouble for gathering your ingredients. That was sort of like an abyssal blobish thing that's kind of in every screenshot if you look. And I know there's someone on Twitter posted about it. It was actually a really cool thing that they noticed. I don't know if they're like absolutely correct on it or not, but it was definitely, I don't know, I thought it was really, really cool. So that was another good speculation. So, but I'm gonna wait because I don't know. It's just a couple screenshots that we got so far, and then some possibly true, possibly not true, like unofficial word on features. So, you know, I have things I'd like to see and not see, but I think E3 will be the best time to talk about it because it's so soon. But let's go ahead and go back to Witcher 3 mode.
How much grain will your village give?
Whatever you say, Your Excellency.
Look at my hands. Look. See the calluses? These are not the hands of an excellency, but of a farmer. So we speak peasant to peasant. How much can you give?
40 bushels. There'd be more, sir, but our lads, the Temerians, that is, took from us earlier and...
You will give 30, and that will do. Let us settle on it, and I wish to see the transport soon.
Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you kindly.
So it makes him seem like a good
only
guy,
the
you know?
Elderman and the smith, Willis. But it is said he is a dwarf. You are too tall to be him.
Can't argue with your logic, or plan to requisition something from him too. I mean, look, yeah, you could say that's bad that he's taxing and collecting stuff, but the fact that he tried to be rational about it and actually undertake what the guy said he could offer, in that regard, this actually seems like a decent guy. Can't, at least at the moment, you know? Can't argue with your logic.
Very perceptive
snarky.
of you. Geralt of Rivia, Witcher.
Vatgern. This explains why I did not hear your footsteps. What do you seek here?
Yennefer of Vengerberg. Where was she headed?
That is a military secret.
Haven't thrown me out yet. Haven't called the guards. So go ahead. What's your price?
There is a griffin in the area. Slay it. And then I shall see what I can do.
Why do you care about a griffin? So we can get some more backstory.
Why do you care about this griffin?
Because I care about people. The beast has killed 10 already, including a few of my men. To hunt it, I would need to mobilize the entire garrison, comb the woods, organize a batu. Simply impossible.
Too big a hassle?
No, too high a risk. I cannot disperse my forces. Temeria's army we have crushed, but its common folk remain, ready to answer a call to arms. So, as to this griffin, I can sit on my hands, or hire a professional.
Lucky thing I showed up, huh?
It's a deal. Some questions before I start. Know where the griffin has its lair?
It kept to the Vulpine Woods at first. I sent a patrol there, 5 young men. A hunter found them 2 days on. They only recognized them because they wore our plate. Since then, the griffin has grown bold. Attacks in villages, fields, on the main road.
Meaning it's abandoned its lair. Gonna have to set a trap.
I judge from your tone this will not be easy. What do you require?
Well, let me lay it out for you straight away. I gotta gather a specific herb.
I'll need bait. A specific herb. Buckthorn. Scent should lure the griffin from 10 miles off.
Buckthorn? I do not know this. But I am not yet fluent in the common tongue.
Probably mastered the basics, though. Hands up. Kill them.
No. First came idioms. Don't play with fire, for example. Go to Tomira, an herbalist. She lives near the crossroads. She will aid you.
His common tongue's pretty good if you can know the word idiom. That seems like a pretty advanced word if you ask me.
Need more information about this griffin. Its sex. Why it's abandoned its lair.
Shall I bring you witnesses?
They won't say anything I don't already know. I need to go where your men died. Look around. What's the name of the hunter who found them?
Mislav. He has a hut south of the village, very near the wood. Helpful fellow. A little strange, though.
Alright.
Tamira and Mislav. Thanks.
Es sunt jakten.
Well, we finished a couple quests. I think the only thing this episode missed was... Oh, well, we finished Lilac and Gooseberries. We got a new quest. And we can get some Blowball. That's a interesting plant name right there. I think the only thing that this episode is missing is some Gwent. Tis a shame. Tis a shame. Where are all my Gwent masters at? Alright guys, that's gonna wrap up this episode as I leave down through here. But thank you so much for joining me. I hope you guys enjoyed. Oh wow, that bridge is completely broken apart. So that one's definitely a bridge and not an aqueduct. I mean, I don't know if what I was calling an aqueduct before was actually a bridge. It's hard to tell when it's completely fallen apart, but I was assuming aqueduct by its location. Anyways, thank you guys so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed. I know I talked about a little bit about stuff that wasn't quite The Witcher, but I feel like this is a game where there's going to be a lot of traveling around, and there's only so much you can say sometimes about an area, so I'll try to come prepared with like topics and things to talk about, maybe like video game industry stuff, maybe news, maybe I don't know, just general like game design concepts and things like that that might be stuff that could be fun to talk about and discuss, and there might be a podcast aspect to it in just terms of discussion to this Let's Play as I'm riding around on Roach like this. But obviously, whenever there's Witcher stuff to talk about, that will be my focus. So, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and until next time, I will see you guys later. Bye, guys. Thanks so much for joining.